Mombolwa. I'm an everyday girl, but the very best kind. I'm a beauty aficionado, and I literally mean from your head, shoulders, down to your knees and toes. It's time for some chocolate skin luxury beauty content. Huh? Present! In my mind, we're literally the je ne sais quoi of beauty. A challenge to the industry because I'm changing the narrative. Nothing in beauty impresses us. I've done a little self-indulging this summer and I deserve it. I bought my entire luxury beauty wish list. We were outside for a little while and I lost it. The best therapy is retail therapy. Unfortunately, it is not covered by medical insurance, so you will still be in regular therapy, but fabulous. And girls, I manifested this list. Now you know wish lists be in the thousands because we be dreaming. And for the sake of the minimalists wondering why I bought so much makeup, girl, I love to have options. So grab drinks. It is going to be a long, pigmented, dark to deep haul. I'm also just saying, this is going to be an expensive video. Prime your thoughts and come correct. Now, I don't need to hear from you YouTube accountants in the comment section talking about it's too expensive. You're getting exactly what you pay for. My content, my opinions, which are absolutely free. In addition to sharing with you guys my observations and amateur advice on beauty, wellness, and the brands that create culture around them, I've also began to manage brand exposures by only buying meaningful beauty products to me and sampling them on your behalf, you know, for science. I already took everything out of their boxes. First in line, of course, I bought Gucci. I picked up the primer, foundation, mascara, and lipsticks to aggrandize my Gucci collection. It's the heavy frosted glass bottle, millennial pink lid, embossed Gucci logo, delicate gold font and pump. What's not to love for me? Chill! First apply primer, then apply pressure, in that order, because Gucci. On this channel, we believe in primers, especially the ones that scream the words serum, skincare, moisturizing, glow at you. Serum Debutée definitely sounds like she's up my alley. So I'm genuinely curious to see how this performs on my skin or how many times I pull her off the vanity, you know, for special occasions like outside. $57 is what this retails for in this climate. $68 for a foundation is expensive. For $68, I expect the embossed Gucci logo to keep reappearing in different lighting on my skin. A hefty price tag on a product, especially a foundation, doesn't mean it'll outperform the liquid mass of the peasants. It also tells me that it's rich bitch juice. If you don't drink gallons of smart water every day, add spirulina and ashwagandha to your smoothies, have back-to-back appointments with your esthetician for microdermabrasions, or are not friends with Lori Harvey, you want full coverage, sis, woman to woman. Seriously, the packaging, centerpiece on your bathroom vanity. Just as long as your home doesn't come with nosy toddlers with sticky fingers, because $68 and that's the only reason. Can you believe we've gone this far into the video and I have not spoken about a sunscreen? I am an avid believer in the use of sunscreen, even with deep skin. Sometimes when you have melanin, you think that you don't necessarily need to use a sunscreen to protect yourself from UVA or UVB rays, you know, from the sun. However, this guy is done. So I had to repurchase this and this. So this is sunscreen for my body. It is by Supergoop. It's called the Glowscreen Body. And this is the Glow Skin, which is for my face. So I use this for my face, sometimes underneath my primer. Sometimes I use it as a primer. So both of them have SPF 40 and both of them work excellently. When you take photos, it doesn't look ashy or white. It blends right into your skin. In fact, it leaves your skin with a glow. It's beautiful. In the summer months, I am extremely tempted to wear this all the time. So this is the face one because it just highlights the best of your features. I wear this for my body too, and it's also very glowy as well. And so this, coupled with my body glows, speechless, speechless. Hey Siri, play Speechless by Michael Jackson.
Now playing Speechless by Michael Jackson. Love is magical, far away, and nothing is for real.
Beautiful formula. We love it. Hey Siri, stop music now. I also picked up the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous foundation, which for me is an inexpensive, affordable alternative to the Gucci Beauty foundation that I showed you guys earlier. However, at first glance, I already know I'm going to love this formula because it has the keywords luminous. I was already drawn in that moment because I have dry skin. I'm in the middle of a brutal California summer and I'm in need of a light wearable formula. So I picked up the skin tints. I picked up the shade 21 and 22. I used 21 during the winter months. Even though I am a lover of foundation, and I mean I love foundation, especially the ones that mimic the natural texture of your skin. My God, we could have a conversation about foundations all day. But sometimes it's not practical to wear a full face of foundation or even a full face of makeup. So for those days when you want to run to the store, but you don't want people to recognize the real, true you, dark circles and all, because that stuff you reserve for people that truly love you from within, if you know what I mean. However, I picked up the skin tints. So this shade 21, I'm going to be wearing during the winter, and shade 22, I'm going to put on during the warmer months. I've tried the 22 in the store and I love it. It's a little redder than the 21, so they're perfect. In fact, between me and you, I'm between shades in the Fenty. I wear 450 during the winter months and I wear 470 during the hotter months of the year. And so 21 and 22 are right in the middle and I am obsessed. The other thing that I added onto the Fenty bandwagon, because I have a lot of Fenty, are the Fenty Beauty, hold on, I'm gonna grab my little guy right here, magnifying glass, because Sis is blind. We talked about this. Bright Eye Fix, Bright Fix Eye Brightener. Is that what we're calling it these days, Rihanna? Listen, Rihanna, I'm here for the ingredient list, not the PR list. So you better come straight with my money, like brah, brah, brah. It's supposed to be blurring. I do not have large pores, but can she cancel my hives though and still give full coverage? So if you are my skin tone or within that bracket, you could probably get away with wearing 21. You could also get away with wearing 22. It just depends what time of year. Just don't look too red, okay? By the way, if you're going to skip out on the whole makeup experience, which is fine, do not play yourself. Be an adult and wear some mascara. The easiest way to feminize yourself is to always play up your eyes. It never has to be a full face bead or even a luxury mascara. Just a light wash of a natural finish waterproof mascara and a little gloss can really transform a look like this. I decided to try the Gucci mascara only for my no makeup days because I really wanted a mascara that stands out. That plus a laminated pushed up brow and a toasted cheek. Unequivocally stunning. When I was even considering buying this, I was going for wispy, natural, individual hair-like, but still waterproof. But it's so beautiful. I could cry, but my mascara is literally 35 American dollars. You're starting to grow on me. Also, not everybody is into false lashes, whether strip or individuals. Some women love a volumizing mascara. I am some women. But There's always a time and a place for thick eyelashes, but I save that for my heavy eyeshadow days or my thick liner days. So, ladies and gentlemen, I repurchased the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. If you didn't know, I'm about to put you on some game-changing mascara. In fact, I'm about to put you onto two game-changing Too Faced mascaras. The Better Than Sex mascara and the Damn Girl Those Lashes Are Thick mascara. Yes! If you could have one mascara, actually, if you could have one affordable mascara, I would say this or the Damn Girl Your Lashes Are Thick. However, the champion, the cake, the winner of mascaras is the Lancome Tint Idole mascara. Dear God, especially if you pair that with the primer, your lashes are like up to here and up to here. You get the point. So I picked up 4 kinds of concealers for this huge summer haul. I started off with the McGRATH, it's called the Skin Fetish Concealer, Skin Fetish Sublime Concealer. Mother, we could have just called this the Ugly Eraser Concealer and we would have still bought it. I pair this with my McGRATH foundation and it looks beautiful. Both shades are in Deep 31, and the reason why I picked Deep 31 was because I was not looking for a concealer that was too yellow, too brightening, too altering, to be honest. I just wanted this for minimal spot, you know, concealing and color correcting here and there, just to make my skin look seamless, because A, this is my favorite foundation of all time, and B, this foundation finishes like skin. And so these two paired together, my God, they are every makeup lover's dream. I also picked up the Fenty Bright Fix eye brightener as well to go with my Fenty skin tint. Remember earlier I told you about me using the shades 21 and 22, so I went ahead and picked up the shades 13, 14, and 15. And so 14 I typically would pair with the shade 21 in the Fenty skin tint, and then I would pair 15 with the shade 22 in the Fenty skin tint. The pumpkin shade in the Bright Eye Fix, my plan is to use to do color correcting around my eyes, because I tend to be much darker around my eyes and around my mouth because I have saturation of melanin in those areas. And so the plan is to use that to apply that, so when I put on my makeup it's seamless, and so it just gives the illusion of having just one universal uniform skin tone. So that's my plan for pumpkin. I picked up 2 concealers from the Marc Jacobs kiosk at Sephora, and I don't know what's going on at Marc Jacobs, but the entire Marc Jacobs store is on sale. I'm talking beauty here. I don't know what's going on fashion wise, but beauty wise, the entire Marc Jacobs kiosk is on sale. And so I picked up 2 concealers in the shade 410 and 430 because, my God, 2 things. They maintain the same standard of a luxury beauty company. It's the gold finish, the nice frosted bottle, heavy packaging. Everything stands out. And the most interesting thing, look at how fat that applicator is. It's beautiful, you know, just put it right under your eye. Oh, right under your eye right there, and keep blending. And from what I've heard, I try not to look at other influencer reviews, you know, before I make my decision, but you know, it was too loud. I overheard that this concealer is amazing. Also, when you buy a concealer, try and keep a concealer in a color family that's very close to your skin tone, because girl, don't buy concealers that you cannot blend. The last concealer I got was from the Armani Beauty, and I thought that this was probably my favorite purchase out of everything I bought because this is a repeat purchase. I've got this before. The concealer in the Marc Jacobs is wonderful, but the Armani has a creamy, keyword silky finish. It's extremely elastic, and so it's able to stretch and you're able to play with it. It doesn't dry easily because it has all these properties that are hydrating, and so it gives you time to stretch your concealer out and blend it right here and put it right there. It's fantastic. I use this with my Armani foundation. I wear the shade 14 in the foundation, and I wear the shade 11.75 in the concealer. And the reason why they're so close to each other is simply because I don't like to go too far up into the concealer realm because I like to keep my color story very close to my skin, so I'm not overwhelmed when I'm blending because it's too light, too yellow, too this or too that, and I'm overwhelmed by undertones. So I keep it in my color story, and this is a very peachy undertone to it, and it works fabulous for my skin. So I pair these together and I step out the house and you couldn't possibly tell that I'm wearing foundation because they both have a skin-like finish. I also picked up the Tom Ford Sheer Highlighting Duo in the shade Reflects Guilt. This is a very Lori Harvey inspired purchase. I watched her Vogue bathroom makeup Get Ready With Me, and I thought it was so cute, and I tried to scour through all of her collection, and the one thing that I didn't have in my collection outside of everything that she used on her face was this Tom Ford highlighter, and I just knew I had to have it in my collection, and I'm excited to try. I can't tell you much about it because I haven't used it yet. However, as the standard remains, basically with Tom Ford products, they are fantastic, phenomenal. And so once I use these, maybe I might do a video like a Tom Ford, a full face of Tom Ford. How about that? Leave a thumbs up if you want to see a full face of Tom Ford makeup, and I'm more than happy to do that because I think at this point with this, I could probably pull it off. I could. I also got these color fixes from Danessa Myricks. Danessa Myricks is a Nigerian-American makeup artist, and she makes these color fixes. And when I tell you that these things are so pigmented and they function on your eyes, your cheeks, and your lips as well, they're magical. So every time I've come across a color of these color fixes that I feel like I could work with, whether it's for editorial or just plain old step out the house and go to the grocery store, or just, you know, take a cute picture. I'm always collecting these, and they're so beautiful. They're worth it, trust me. I also picked up Danessa Myricks' bronzer, and this is what it looks like right there. And this is supposed to be in the shade, let me see, Deep. Yep, it's supposed to be in the shade Deep, and it's so beautiful when she does this makeup on her models. Oh my God, I'm just, it's dreamy, it's classy, it's the right kind of balmy, it's also the right kind of emollient as well, and so it's just like right in between. And I just think compared with Huda Beauties, actually, when you compare these two, this is a little balmy, this is emollient, this is pigment, and this is pigment, you know. So there's time and place for both of these kind of products. They can both exist in the same world because they both have different functionality, and I'm absolutely obsessed with both of them. Imagine a brand excluding an entire race. What's wrong, Chanel? Can't whip up any more deeper shades in the Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream? There's still no luxury cosmetic company that's been able to effectively integrate personalization into their business model, and that's just sad. Hiding behind exclusivity. Exclusions from money? or from melanin. It's called Beauty in the Eyes of the Colonizer, starring luxury brands. I picked up Fenty Beauty's deepest shade in their bronzer line, which is Thick Mint. I already own Mocha Mami, which was the one before this one. I'm one of those people that totally absolutely believes that Mocha Mami is fabulous, but I was curious to see what the shade Thick Mint. You can tell that in comparison, Thick Mint, which is shade number 9, is slightly deeper in tone than Mocha Mami, which has more of a redder undertone compared to this, which has a more purpley, brownie, reddy undertone. I think both of these would work great if you're around the Fenty Beauty 450 shade range, 410 and maybe between 420 and 450. I would say Mocha Mami would be fabulous on your skin as well. But if you are of a deeper complexion, say 470 and up club, I would stick to the Thick Mint. I'm in between 450 and 470, so I can get away with wearing Mocha Mami when I'm feeling spontaneous, and I can get away with Thick Mint when I'm feeling a little more toasty. And this is what Mocha Mami looks like in comparison with Thick Mint. So Mocha Mami is on the top. I got you a pretty pigmented shade, but this is what Mocha Mami looks like. Mocha Mami is on the top and Thick Mint is on the bottom. The most exciting thing for me on this beauty journey of mine has been discovering incredible makeup artists that have gone on to create their own products, and I cannot even begin to just stress how excited I am about the makeup that I have here. A lot of the products that I have were created by established makeup artists who have worked for years and years and years to really hone into their personal brands and eventually their beauty brands. And now we get to, you know, see an insight of their beauty secrets through their products that they have launched over the time period that they've been existent. Patrick Ta for me has been one of those people, and I've got many to share with you guys, but I wanted to share Patrick Ta's products. I have a few of his products here with me today. I'm starting with the bronzer because we're kind of doing bronzers right now, and we're doing the Cream Contour and Powder Bronzing Duo. This is what she looks like, and she's in the shade She's Chiseled. So as with most of Patrick Ta's products, he loves to play around with creams as well as powders, and his rule of thumb is to always apply the powder first and then finish off with the cream, because creams are very hard to wash off. And so as with most brands, you know, they will have a powder version or a cream version. He has paired those two into a duo. This is what the cream looks like. It's got a little cap separating the products, the cream product, from the powder product, just in case, you know, you go back and forth. Sometimes it can get real messy when you're doing your makeup. And that's what he came up with. It's this beautiful formula. So I'll show you a little bit. I'm going to do a swatch right here of the powder, which what? And I will swatch the cream as well and show you what that looks like. And that is the cream. So that is what both the bronzing cream as well as the powder look like on my skin. You can definitely tell that the powder looks way too light for me. I wouldn't be able to use this as a contour, not on the face of the earth. And I may get away just a smidge, you know, by using this as a bronzer, depending on how much I highlight the center of my face, but this might also be a little too light. My best bet is from this little duo. If I were to really decide right now, I would have to decide if I would have to return the product back to the store because I paid a lot of money for it, or I would just purchase this and use the bronzing cream duo on the top whenever I'm doing a striking highlighter, because you know, with makeup there's always a moment for a bright under eye, and that can contrast perfectly fine with a bronzer like this, but I would be going out of my way, and I feel like Patrick Ta can definitely add an extra shades to his bronzing collection also. Dior, I picked up the powder, no powder, from the latest edition of their Backstage collection. I'm a huge fan of that Backstage collection. I use their foundation like it's nothing. It has this amazing skin-like finish, and so the moment I walked into the store and I saw that they had the shade 8N in store, I picked it up immediately because I knew I would be able to use this on the perimeter of my face and just make sure that I have that nice contoured, chiseled look with it. And it's perfect because I am a deep-skinned woman, so sometimes it's hard to find a contrasting contour that does the job without making you look a lot weird. So I'm definitely on board with trying this, and it looks just about the right pigmentation. So I'm excited for that. So this is what it looks like. Another bronzer duo that I got, the Jouer. Jouer has a variety of products across the spectrum, and I can say they definitely, you know, try. I mean, essentially when you really think about beauty and just how shade scarcity is a major thing when it comes to beauty, you really can't force a brand to include you into, you know, whatever it is that they have going on, basically their culture. And so when a brand tells you that this is their deepest shade, it simply just means that they're not interested in everybody else after this shade. So if it doesn't work for you, then you're out, basically. You're out. You can't use their product. And I know beggars can't be choosers, but again, to the point, why should you exclude an entire race when you are establishing yourself as a global brand? I'm the sort of person who has a hard time dealing with the fact that sometimes when you buy these duo palettes, you can only use the one side because the other side doesn't work for you. And I have a very heavy feeling that this part of the bronzer, because this is the Dark to Deep bronzer duo, so there's the Sun Glow and the Sun Gaze. So the Sun Gaze looks red enough for me to work with. The Sun Glow, on the other hand, looks a little too light, so maybe I would have to, you know, dabble in between both of them to come up with this perfect shade in between so it works for me, because I believe that both of them have shimmers in them, and so you also can't put on too much because then you will look ridiculous. So let's swatch them. All right, so I will start with the lighter shade. Swatch that. Are we surprised? Absolutely not. And we will go in with the darker shade and swatch that as well. And this might be just have a tiny hair of red in it, and I just might get away with using it. But for the most part, this is not impressive for me, you know. And for the most exciting moment, my most exciting bronzer buy was this one from Ilia. So, you know, I spend a lot of time on YouTube learning how to do makeup, discovering new products every day, and a few times I have bumped into this Ilia bronzer, except at the time they did not have the shades that cater to me and women deeper than myself. They have made I would say an attempt to add on to this collection, because initially they had 2 bronzers in their bronzer line, and now they have added yet another 2 more shades. Fenty has 9. They have 4 in total. This one is in the shade Songbird, just for comparison's sake, because when you compare the inclusivity of certain brands and how they relate to their customers personally, and then you have a brand that has 4 shades in a bronzer collection, and that 4 shades is supposed to go across a spectrum, it's a little worrisome if you ask me. So this is what Songbird looks like. That's Songbird. Looking at it again, it does have shimmer to it. It's soft, it's talc free. It checks all the boxes except it's not deep enough. Just look at it. I could probably get away with it because it has a red undertone, because when I get darker, which is most dark-skinned women, your skin tone gets redder. So just the hair of this red on the perimeter of my skin, I could probably get away with this, but anybody deeper than myself probably would not be able to work with this. And I'm very happy to do a bronzer video for you so I can share my collection with you guys and we can swatch all my bronzers right here on this channel. But for the sake of this haul, because we have a lot more to talk about, let's get through the rest of the video. I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes to share with you guys. They're juicy, neutrals, color, you name it. Excellent stuff. But I wanted to get through these highlighters from Fenty that I essentially just cleared because they were on sale at the time when I picked them up. They typically go for God knows how much. I think I picked them up for $18 a pop, which was a steal, I believe. I think they retail for $36. I picked them up for $18 because they were on sale. And so I just wanted to aggrandize my Fenty collection. So I picked up 8 of her kilowatt shades, and I can't show you all of them. We'll get into that when I make more content and you guys will be able to see what they look like. But some of my favorites would be the Mimosa Sunrise and the Sangria Sunset. This is what it looks like on the inside, and it's beautiful. This is actually one of Rihanna's favorite shades also. Not that it matters, but just look at the pop of color. My God, it's beautiful. This is just perfectly appropriate for the summer, and everybody in town is going to be talking about you after you wear these colors. You can use them as eyeshadow toppers. You can use them on your cheeks. You can do so many things with these kilowatt shades. I picked up 8, like I said, the duos as well as the single ones. For example, I picked up Penny for Thoughts as well, and it's just this stunning burnt brown reddish color, and it's beautiful. So every time I wear my bronzer, especially in the warmer months, I would like to top this up on top of my bronzer and just make this look beautiful. I'll show you a couple of shades very quickly so you can see what they look like. The girl is tired, but we're still getting through this haul. I also picked up Patrick Ta. Again, I have a lot of Patrick Ta, to be honest, but I picked up his blushes, and I'll show you guys in a second. I don't want this mirror blinding you, but this is what they look like. They are the shades Oh She's Different and She's So LA. So this is what the Patrick Ta blushes look like. That's what the powder looks like. So pretty. And I'll show you what the cream looks like. And that's what the cream looks like. Both are beautiful. It just depends. With blushes, you can go bright, you can go deep, you can go dark. You can do whatever it is that you want because pigment doesn't matter. We have She's So LA as well. I'm curious to see what this swatch is like. And we will do the cream one as well, right here. And I'll put it against the deeper shade right there. I don't know if that was a good enough swatch, but you get the idea, I believe. When I picked up the Patrick Ta blushes, I was very, very enthusiastic to see how they matched up to the Pat McGrath blushes. These blushes have been the most anticipated thing that everybody's been waiting for. Every time Pat launches a product, she never misses. Everything is just perfectionism when it comes to her. And I'll give you a perfect example of one of her blush shades so I can show you what they look like. And for me, this is probably the standard of a powder bronzer. It looks beautiful, absolutely stunning. And I picked up 3 shades because they were the deepest shades in the collection. Everything else would not be fitting for me to try because they are too light. So I picked up 3 of the Pat McGrath blushes. The Anastasia Beverly Hills cream bronzers were part of the Anastasia Beverly Hills summer collection, and I picked up this amazing highlighter from the brand, and I also picked up the Anastasia bronzing brush in the shade A30. And I would be using the brush to apply my cream bronzer, and I would be topping off the bronzer with this amazing highlighter. And this is what it looks like. My favorite part, eyeshadow. I went nuts when it came to the eyeshadows. I have all kinds of eyeshadows. I wanted to be all caught up by the time I was done with the summer, and I didn't want, I'm the sort of person who has major FOMO. I don't like to miss out on great things. And so if something comes my way and I think it's fabulous, I am going to go out of my way to figure out whether I'm going to purchase it. And when I do, I'm going to figure out if it's worth my while. I'm starting off with this little quad from Pat McGrath, of course, Mother. It is so pretty. I'm not going to touch it right now because I have plans to do a video very soon. And I think these are so convenient when it comes to, you know, travel, throwing it into your purse. It's cute. You can always top up your eyeshadows. They fit right into your little purses, your big purses. So anytime you have to carry an eyeshadow palette, you don't carry the whole big, you know, palette around with you because obviously it's not practical. I also picked up a quint from Natasha Denona, and I thought this was super cute. And popping this into my bag to top up, right there, it looks like that. I'm a huge fan of Natasha Denona. If anything, I probably have most of her palettes. It is such a pretty palette. So I picked up this Natasha Denona Quint. I thought it was fabulous. It's got excellent colors, a base color, one that you can use as a topper. It's got a color that you can use as a transition color. It's perfect. I also picked up 3 of Huda Beauty's palettes, and let me tell you, I'm the last person to get on Huda Beauty's bandwagon. And so when I started to test out some of her products, I walked away with 3 of her palettes: the Rose Gold palette, the Naughty palette, and the Mercury Retrograde palette. And this is what they look like. And of course, the Rose Gold palette, which is going to be on a heavy rotation in my collection. The Soft Glam palette by Anastasia. I've been curious about this, but every time I walk into that Sephora store, I walk past it. This time I figured, you know what, let's do it. How many neutral toned palettes can one person honestly own, if you ask me? Hold on, I'm gonna show you what that looks like. I'm gonna get that little brush out there, and this is what it looks like. And the thing with the palettes from Anastasia Beverly Hills is that they're such classics. The quality of the pigmentation is great. I mean, the further you go up the cycle, the better the products look. But when I picked up the Soft Glam palette, I really wanted a contender with the Jackie Aina palette also, that I hold so dearly to my heart. And it looks like that as well. So I wanted to compare. I actually love the Jackie Aina palette so much that I have two of the palettes just in case something happens. You know, the world can, look, I'm a very practical person. Anything can happen. You always need a backup for your backup. Just like I do have a backup for my Patrick Ta palette, because I think it's a very special palette, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. This is what the packaging comes like. Apparently I forgot to take this out of the box, but this is what it looks like. Packaging, moment, hello, and it comes with multiple textures. It's got creams, it's got shimmers, it's got metallics in it. It's beautiful. And so when I'm done messing up the other one, I'll always have this one to go back to, because it's such a fabulous palette. It retails for $68. So when you do purchase this palette, you really have to be sure that you are going to stick with it, because it's expensive. I am a lover of pink, and nobody does pink better than Charlotte Tilbury. I've had my eye on this palette. Also a very expensive palette. I think it was in the $70 range as well. This is what it looks like. It's so pretty. It's the perfect everyday kind of palette. You know, it goes with the tones. It's kind of like what I'm wearing on my eyelids right now. This is a little different, of course, but it is in that spectrum of pinks. You know, she does rosy, mauves, just beautiful stuff. I have more Charlotte Tilbury stuff to share in a moment, but first I want to talk about Natasha Denona's Love palette, which I also had my eyes on. And when Valentine's Day came, I skipped out on Natasha Denona because I was going through this discipline phase where I was not buying as much makeup as I normally would, because I go ham, clearly. So this is what this looks like. I was very lucky. It's a very pink palette. Again, I'm obsessed with pinks, and this is what she looks like, and I can't wait to try out a couple of colors as well and just make sure that I try and use as many palettes as I possibly can. And if not, you guys should not worry, because I have 4 sisters. That means that I constantly have to offload my makeup collection. Aren't they lucky they have me? Spending money on a lipstick during a pandemic is a very testy subject, but that did not stop a sister from going wild with lipsticks, because you know what? I'm an optimist, and you never know. You know, one day we may live again without these masks on our faces, and that day will come. And so you better be prepared, because I'm gathering weapons of mass destructions in the name of these lips. Okay, so we're starting off with Charlotte Tilbury. Bam, packaging, packaging, packaging. You know, she always has this beautiful packaging when it comes to her products. We're not going to swatch these or get into too many of them. I'll just give you a couple of examples. A mauve pink, the perfect tone of brown and pink paired together. Beautiful lipstick. This is more of an everyday kind of lip for me. I do have two reds that I'm obsessed with right now, and I'll show you guys in a second. I have a lot of content planned out for like lip stuff and bronzer stuff, and so you guys don't worry about not seeing this right now. I will be doing a follow-up video where we actually test this makeup out. So let's look at Tell Laura for a second there. It's a beautiful orange toned red lipstick. It's gorgeous, very daring, very summer spring appropriate, and I'm looking forward to trying that out. I also picked up some of the new Giorgio Armani lipsticks. My most interesting lipstick purchases this summer have been the Armani Beauty lipsticks in the satin finish. They have a matte finish, and this is in the shade 400. This is a repeat purchase. I had this lipstick and it ran out, so I had to replenish it. In fact, on the Armani website, you have a replenish your product and you get some money off of your lipstick, and they send it out to you once every 3 months or once every 6 months, depending on how often you use the lipstick. So I got my replenish order in the mail, and I was curious to try these satin finishes because they have got a reputation for being extremely pigmented, and I'll give you a perfect example. This is in the shade 403. The only sad part is that they don't write the names of the products on these lipsticks. However, they do pack pigment and they look beautiful. They look stunning. So I have a variety of reds, and you learned this about me. I am obsessed with the color red. I'm obsessed with the color pink. I'm obsessed with browns. But the reds for me are just unmatched. I will always buy a red lipstick to try and see what it looks like against my skin. It doesn't matter what variation of red that is, but here's a perfect example. I believe this is 400 as well, and this is in the satin finish like I just said a little while ago, and they're so pretty. Another lipstick that I bought, which I'm going to be doing another video for, is the, oh, look at that, the Hermes lipstick in the shade, and I'm about to butcher this, Orange Boit, and this is what it looks like. Very glamorous looking lipstick, very expensive. It's probably my most expensive lipstick in my collection, but I've been thinking of doing a video where a woman as dark skinned as myself gets to try out orange lipsticks and see how they fit on her skin. So I have a collection of orange lipsticks that I have saved away, and I added this to my collection so that I get to try out a bunch of orange lipsticks with you guys. So do be on the lookout. I picked up 4 of Patrick Ta's lipsticks. I initially had the deepest shade in his collection, and so I just went ahead and purchased the other 4 in his lipstick collection because I liked the formula. It packs pigment. They're beautiful. Even the packaging itself is just stunning, state of the art. The only thing I don't like about these Patrick Ta packages in general is the fact that they leave fingerprints everywhere. So they tend to look a little bit, you know, and if I pull this out of my purse and I'm at dinner having a date and this lipstick is covered in fingerprints, it's a little, you know, unless maybe I'm just exaggerating and I'm a little OCD about it. But look at what these guys look like. This is his nude. It's called Oh She's Single, and hell yes, beautiful. Oh, stunning. I'll give you one more example because I don't want to make this video longer than it already is. Look at this orange toned lipstick, and this is also going to be featuring in my orange video, or rather orange lipstick video. So again, be on the lookout. I'm excited to be trying orange lipstick. It's going to be a moment. We're also, guys, this is like a moment. Every time I buy a Gucci lipstick, it's like a part of me just solidifies into gold. I've bought 5 more to add to my collection. I don't need all of them, but I do like the formula of these lipsticks, and I also love the colors that Gucci used for this specific collection. The reason why is because most of them are either the perfect warm tone, like this red, or they are the perfect tone of cool tone. No reds to their browns. I'll give you a perfect example of my favorite color that I'm super excited to be trying. Tasty Hazel. It's a cool toned brown, and I'm really hoping against my skin tone it's just going to be the perfect brown for my lips. You know, sometimes these nude lipsticks, and they drive me up the wall sometimes because they're just like too pink or too orange or there's just a lot going on, because every once in a while you just want that perfect shade of a cool toned brown on your skin. Again, points for Gucci for the packaging. They put their lipsticks in a brushed gold container. That looks amazing if you ask me. I mean, just imagine this at a lovely dinner or a cocktail party, and you slip your little lipstick out of there and it just looks like this. I mean, come on. The embossed Gucci logo as usual, the brushed gold, the texture, the weight of the product. I mean, this spells luxury in bold, bright colors. Mother McGrath, of course. Again, these are actually my first Pat McGrath lipsticks. I don't have an eclectic collection of Pat McGrath, but I did want to try them out, and so I picked up a couple of her lipsticks. I do have the shades Elsen. I also purchased the shade Obsessed because it's a beautiful orange toned red, and I'll show it to you in just a second. I mean, just look at how stunning. Wait, Elsen 2 and Obsessed are very similar in tone, but this is what it looks like, and it's just stunning, absolutely stunning. The trend with luxury brands, heavy packaging, sleek packaging, beautiful color. Pull this out wherever you are, you're going to get the look from most people. This is bougie textbook, but like I said, they pack pigment. The colors are stunning. They're gorgeous colors. And the most important thing about Pat McGrath, I'll tell you this a million times, the lady never misses. Beautiful work. I also picked up Fenty Beauty lipsticks. They have been on sale for a very long time, so in my mind it tells me that she is either going to discontinue these products because she is relaunching her lipstick line. But lately Fenty has been releasing a lot of products, and so somehow that's been a little bit you know, for me, because I absolutely love that she has this fabulous range that keeps going on and on and on and on and on. But I would like to see Fenty take it up a notch and actually give us products that we need, classic products that we need, not just every launch at every corner that we can get to. So I picked up these, and they're beautiful, they're stunning. I don't have colors like this in my collection, so I picked out colors that I thought I would add to make my collection a little more unique, but they are beautiful, they're stunning. I did try this on my hand a little while ago. It is Candy Yum, because I've also been looking for a perfect pink lip. It glides on smoothly, the texture is beautiful, and it's one of the colors that actually inspired me to pick up the rest of the other lipstick shades. Yes, last but not the least, we made it to the end of this video, and I wanted to end this video on a collection that is so special and near to my heart. It is the Nima Tang X Dose of Colors collection. She came out with 2 sets. One was the nude set, and I will show you what it looks like. It was a 4-piece set, which consisted of a lipstick, a lip gloss, a matte lipstick, and a lip liner. And she did the same thing for her coral set, and she gave us a gloss, a lipstick, a liquid lipstick, and a pencil in a coral set, which look fabulous because like I told you, orange is back. The last time dark-skinned women, or just women in general, were wearing orange was in the year 2014. And slowly the color orange on the lips is making its way back into 2021, and I'm excited. I know this is coral, but you understand what I mean. The hues, the textures, peaches, corals, you name it. But orange is beautiful on dark skin, and so that's why I picked up this set as well. And I also picked up the chocolate set as well. It is also a cool toned brown as well. So the browns are browns, not too red, not too orange, none of that. It's just a perfect brown on your lips. And so Nima Tang, well done. Well done. As you can see, guys, I have a lot of makeup to play with, and that means we're going to have lots of content on this channel surrounding color, celebrating pigments and melanin and all things beauty. When I started out in beauty, I thought that the market is already saturated and I didn't have a fresh take to bring to the world of beauty on the internet, but makeup has inspired me over and over and over again for the last 8-9 years of my life, and I feel like celebrating beauty on this channel is one of my primary goals because I want women of a particular skin tone, me and you, to love our skin regardless of what color you are, what shape, what size. It doesn't matter. I just want you to appreciate your beautiful skin and also be artistic enough to want to play in makeup because it's harmless. It comes off at the end of the day. I can't wait to wipe this off and do my skincare routine once I'm done doing this video with you guys. However, I will be seeing you in my next video. Kisses and love.